Wayne.
A standing ovation? Did not expect that, but I'll take it. And also, everything else.
So for Lego Batman 2, we had a lot of feedback and people loved the first Lego Batman game. And so we wanted to make sure that when we were going back to revisit this world, that we were doing it justice. We wanted to make sure that we could do something that people wouldn't expect, something that was much bigger. So what we wanted to do is include actually the whole of Gotham City. So now this is the first time we've got this kind of open world city and playground that you can explore. And then of course it's Lego Batman 2 DC superheroes. So that enables us to do things like flight. So you can fly around the city as Superman, uses heat vision, uses freeze breath, kind of have this massive collectible area so you can find loads of collectibles, loads of characters to unlock, and just kind of something much bigger. We also were listening to a lot of the feedback that we received from Lego Batman 1 in terms of the story and the cutscenes. People seem to love our cutscenes, but they didn't really understand the story for Lego Batman 1. You don't have the same point of reference as you do for something like Star Wars, which was the films, or Indiana Jones, or Harry Potter. So this is actually the first time that the Lego characters were actually speaking, and it was something that we spent a lot of time looking into. We wanted to make sure that the speech was actually doing it justice, that it still felt very much like a Lego game, but we get to tell this story and have these great characters involved now.
We're here to see Lex Luthor.
And you are?
Seriously?
Yeah. So when we were looking at doing the inclusion of speech, it was actually something that we spent a lot of time looking into, because we knew that we didn't want to lose what was made the Lego side of these games, and people kind of had this idea that Lego characters don't talk. So when we're going, okay, right, we're actually going to be able to do the speech now. It means that we get to tell the story. We get to see, kind of tell it in more depth what's going on, so people can follow it. But we also want to make sure that it was still very much a Lego game. So we spent a lot of time doing tests with the audio, with the characters, seeing what they look and felt like when they were speaking. And then we've got this fantastic group of voice talent on board who've done a brilliant job with the characters. We've got some great guys in there who've done things like the version of the Joker. He's slightly different to how he appears in the films, slightly different to how he appears in the comics, and very much he's a Lego version of the Joker. So he's instantly recognisable as the Joker, but slightly different to how you'd experience him in the past. So, and that's what it was all about making sure it was a Lego version of this characters and this world.
I didn't want to shake hands. I want your watch. Nice running into you. Let's do it again sometime.
So with the inclusion of the open world, it meant that we had this much bigger playground, and then we had all these other characters on board. So we got people in there like Superman, the Flash, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and they all have to feel cool. They all have to have their abilities that make them stand out. And so we spent a lot of time making sure that the design and the flow felt correct for the game. So Lego games are all about being able to play it with younger gamers, and we didn't want to lose that when we were doing Lego Batman 2 and having this big open world. We didn't want people to get lost, so we wanted to make sure that we were kind of layering it up. So we unlocked the city in stages, and it gets bigger and bigger world, and then we introduce more characters. So as you're playing through the story levels, you introduce you to the abilities, and then we have to add that into the city, and you can use those abilities to unlock and find new secrets and new collectibles, and then just having this much bigger playground. So as I mentioned, with characters like the Flash, we wanted to make sure that they felt like they would expect them to. So if you're running around as the Flash, he needs to feel like, if you're a Flash fan, he feels cool, he's faster than everyone else, his combat's much faster, so you can run in and take down a group of enemies faster than anyone else. And then it's the same for all of the characters, making sure that if you're a Green Lantern fan, you've got a reason to play as this character. He feels cool in his own right. So with one of the great things that we get to do is where we've got the Lego Batman 2, we get to include the Lego sets, and it's fantastic being able to jump to things like the Batmobile, like the Batwing, the Batboat. We've got some great vehicles for the villains there as well, so Bane's Mole Machine, and it's great fun. You get to sit there, and we've got these brilliant models that have been created by Lego. We get to include them in the game, and then you get to drive around Gotham City in them, and it's just brilliant fun. We're finding that people just spend absolutely hours doing that. They're not actually running around collecting things, they're just driving around the streets of Gotham, like knocking over lampposts, fire hydrants, and kind of having that fun with it.
Where's your car?